Hello everybody, it's Connie Stewart with SimplySimpleStamping.com. Welcome to a brand new YouTube premiere. Guys, I have got some fantastic birthday projects for you. Today is actually my birthday. My premiere just happened to fall on my birthday, so I thought it's a perfect time to share some really fun birthday projects with you. I think you're going to enjoy what I have lined up for you tonight. Now, before we get started on the projects, I want to make sure that everyone knows about the chat. So I am on live right now with you. If you are on March 27th, 2019 at 5 p.m. Central Time. If that's what time you're on with me right now, yes, I am live and I am over in the chat room. There's a little chat box over to the right-hand side of the screen. And if you'll log into your YouTube account, you're going to be able to chat with me there. Ask your questions. Let's just find out what you think about the projects tonight. It's really a lot of fun. I love having the opportunity to chat with you and hear what you're up to. So be sure to get logged into your account because that's the only way that you'll be able to chat. And while I'm giving everyone an opportunity to get logged in, if you're already logged in and you haven't already done so, be sure to click the big red subscribe button if you haven't already done so. It's free and it's going to YouTube's going to let you know whenever I'm back with a new video or whenever I am on live, and I don't want you to miss that. There's also a bell that you can ring. It's up there, somewhere in the upper right-hand corner. And if you'll ring that bell, YouTube will let you know. They'll send you a notification whenever I'm on with a new video. So that's always kind of fun. It's always nice to know when there's something new popping up. Now, I want everyone to relax and have a good time tonight. Don't worry about jotting down measurements. Don't worry about writing all that down. Tomorrow morning, March 28th, 2019, at 7 a.m. Central Time over at SimplySimpleStamping.com. I'm going to have all the measurements there. I'll have a complete supply list, breaking it down into each project. So have a good time. Go grab your beverage. Let's head over to the stamping table and get started. Tonight, I'll be featuring 3 different projects created with the Broadway Bound Suite. We have a wonderful stamp set, some incredible framelits. Love this Broadway Bound Specialty Designer Series paper. This can be found on page 68 and 69 of your annual catalog. I say we get started with our projects tonight. Are you ready to see the first one? This is really cool. So this is my gift bag, okay? We're all ready with the gift. And do you love my little balloon card? So much fun to have those little balloons on it, but here's the magic. Ready? It's also my card. Ah, don't you love that? It just has a little slot that it's gonna slide down. You guys are gonna love this one. Are you ready? Let's head over to the stamping table and get started. My stamp set that I'll be using tonight is Broadway Birthday. Really fantastic set. This is a photopolymer set, which is great because we have a lot of images that are going to go on top of each other. Now, this card in particular, we're not going to be using the Big Shot. So you can do this gift bag and card strictly with the stamp set. For our card, we'll be using Lemon Lime Twist. That is cut 11 inches by 4 1/4 inches, scored at 5 1/2 inches. I have 2 pieces of Whisper White, 3 3/4 by 5 inch. Blueberry Bushel, this is cut 5 1/2 inches by 6 3/4 inch. This gorgeous Whisper White polka dotted tulle. I love this. I've got about 13 inches of the tulle. I have 3 9-inch balloons in various colors and a standard gift bag. This one measures about 8 by 10 1/2 inches. My ink pad colors, Lovely Lipstick, Blueberry Bushel, Lemon Lime Twist, and Daffodil Delight. I'll bring in one of the Whisper White pieces, and I'm going to start with my Lemon Lime Twist and the word Hooray. We're going to ink that up in the Lemon Lime Twist and stamp that down at the bottom. I'll come in with Blueberry Bushel, and we are going to take the dots that say Hooray. We're going to stamp those right inside. And this is why we love photopolymer stamps, because we can easily stamp that right inside the Hooray. We'll take the party hat in Lovely Lipstick and add that over here to the left side. And in Daffodil Delight, It's Your Birthday will go right there. I'll bring in the remaining piece of Whisper White and I'll stamp that party hat up here in the upper left corner, again in lovely lipstick. I will stamp the word wish in lemon lime twist. In blueberry bushel, I will stamp the little dots that go inside the word wish. And in daffodil delight, make a wish up at the top. I put snail on the back of my hooray. That's going to adhere right here on the front. My make a wish will go right here on the inside. Now let's decorate. And we're going to take our 3 balloons and put them together, and we're going to tie it together. You want to stay as close up to the top as you can, and we're just going to tie this in a bow. And it's going to look like that. Now we're going to come in with some mini glue dots so we can add this to the front of our card. And I'm actually going to use 2 because I want to really make sure this sticks. These balloons do have a little weight to them, and I don't want it to accidentally fall off. I've got those there. And we're just going to kind of set those as at an angle and attach that to the front of our card. Now, it is a great card as is, don't you think? But this would be a tough one to mail. So I'm going to teach you how to create this and turn it into a gift bag. I've got that blueberry bushel cardstock. This is the 6 3/4 inch side. We want that up at the top. We're going to line it up here on the right side at the 3/4 inch mark. Now, I'm going to take my cutting blade, and you can see there's a little tick on that cutting blade. I want to line that up on the 5 inch mark. Hold your cardstock down, slide it up until you get to the 1/2 inch mark. Again, you're just lining up the tick marks with the measurements on the arm. And you can see that's going to leave us a little slot in the top. I'm going to bring in my gift bag and my card, and we are going to slide the card into that slot. You notice it centers up perfectly. We can now adhere this to the front of our gift bag. You can use snail, or you can use tear and tape, or your multi-purpose glue. But if you're going to use snail, we want to be aggressive with it. We want to go all the way around because we don't want this to fall off. So avoid getting any adhesive on the card itself. On the front of our gift bag, we will center that up, give it a good press. And now when you give the card, the recipient can pull the card out. They've got a great gift, but we're going to use that fabulous card and those balloons to be a decoration for the front of our gift bag. Isn't that fun? I loved how this project came out. I mean, what a fun way that I get to decorate my bag with the card, but the card is still functional and it can just light up. You know the recipient's going to love this one, right? Very, very fun. And of course, you just match everything to your balloons. Fun, fun project. All right, let's move on now to our next birthday card. And this one, we're going to be using the Broadway Bound Specialty Designer Series paper. And then we're going to bring the framelits in. But you know what? Before I get started with that, I want to talk a little bit about this bundle and what you get when you order the Broadway Birthday Stamp Set and the matching framelits. Remember, you do save 10% when you buy it as a bundle. But you guys know I love to teach you a little bit about everything the framelits can do. So let me share that with you. There are 10 framelits in the bundle. And yes, look at everything that this thing can do. So we have a wonderful little Broadway banner. And I want you to notice that this piece also cuts out. Now, if you look down here, I have cut those out and pre-stamped them with some of the stamp sets. So you see these just come off and they fit inside. Again, gives it just a really nice Broadway feel. We have this great big wish. I love this little border. This is a fun little border that you can create on your cards. And then silhouetted here are some of the fun embellishments. We have a party hat, ice cream and a cone, candle and a flame, and a balloon and a string. But let's move on down, and I want to show you here, this is what they look like when they've been stamped and die cut. Super cute. And then here's just some more of the stamps. So you see here, I was able to say, make a wish, Do you notice those black dots inside? Those are those dots right there. Same here on Hooray, but doesn't it make it just stand out more? Guys, this is really a fun stamp set to play with. The Broadway Bound Specialty Designer Series paper is one of my favorites. In fact, so much a favorite, I'm missing an entire sheet because I used it all up. But you notice, and I hope you can see it there, can you see all the gold foil that's going on in this paper? So there is another sheet that is all gold with those little triangle embellishments on it. Like I said, I kind of used it all up. But let me show you the other side. So you see we have some great party paper here on the other side, some balloons, some cakes, some party hats, and just a really great pattern. Now let me point out on these party hats, yes, that little framelit that comes in the bundle is going to work with all those party hats. For my second card, we are going to bring in the matching framelits and the Broadway Bound Specialty Designer Series paper. Tonight, we're going to be using Whisper White Thick. That is cut 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4 inch. I've got 2 more pieces of Whisper White cardstock. I've got a piece here that is 1.5 by 3 inches. This is just a little scrap, about 1 inch by 2. It's just enough for us to do our party hat. I'm going to be using some of that Broadway Bound Specialty Designer Series paper. This is cut 1 3/4 by 8 3/4. This is the one with the lovely lipstick backing. We're going to do some cutting on that, but I always like to make sure that when you cut your designer series paper, we get the most out of that. So I'm going to have you cut it 1 3/4 by 8 3/4 to start. The last thing I'm going to need is a piece of our Granny Apple Green textured weave ribbon. You see, I've just turned it into a knot. That's going to polish off our card. I'm going to bring in my Stampin' Trimmer so I can go ahead and cut down my designer series paper. I'm going to cut it down to 5.5 inches. This piece here is for our sentiment to layer on. So I'm going to take that one and set that aside. And then we're going to rotate this designer series paper, and I'm going to cut it down to 1.5 inches. So basically I'm just cutting 1/4 inch off, like so. We're going to use that little strip on the inside of our card. I'll be using 3 ink pads today, Lovely Lipstick, Lemon Lime Twist, and our Tuxedo Black Memento ink pad, or you can also use your black Stays On ink pad. I'm going to bring in a Lemon Lime Twist ink pad and the word Wish. Let's take our little 1.5 by 3 inch Whisper White. I want to stamp Wish down here at the bottom of our cardstock. You notice I'm using my Stampin' Pierce mat. I like to use my Stampin' Pierce mat whenever I'm working with photopolymer. I seem to get a better image when I do. Bringing in the lovely lipstick ink pad, let's stamp You're Never Too Old to Make A, and that's going to go right above. There we go. Now, you notice my Wish needs a little something. I have this wonderful little dot. Let me show you how we're going to do that. So I have my stamp. I will ink that up in my black ink. And again, this is what you love about photopolymer, right? I can see right over, and I can line that up to make sure I get my dots perfectly centered. Look at that. Isn't that awesome? I love it. While I have that black ink pad out, let's come in with our party hat on that scrap. We have a little more stamping to do, but I really need to put my card together before I do the last of the stamping. So let's take those candles. We're going to line that up across our card base. I'm going to take my stamped sentiment, and we can add that here to the lovely lipstick and that great pattern. So we can add that right there. On the back of that sentiment, let's add 4 Stampin' Dimensionals, and we can add that to the right side of the card. Now I can come in with the last of my stamping, and that's those little triangle, just kind of little embellishments. We're going to take our Lemon Lime Twist ink pad, and we are going to add, I love these. They're so retro and they're so fun. We just simply add 1 there, and 1 right there. So that's very simple. Now, I could leave the card as is. I think it is really sweet. But if you want to step it up and you want to add some embellishments, we can take that little granny apple green ribbon. I'm going to bring in a glue dot, and you notice I just press the ribbon onto the glue dot, and that goes right there. Remember that party hat? I ran that through my Big Shot machine so that I could get a little party hat. If you didn't have the framelits though, you could you could just fussy cut that. So let's add some snail here to the back of the party hat, and we can add that right there. Now, this little strip here, we're going to adhere to the inside of our card, and we can just add that right there at the top. Let me bring my other one in so I can show you the stamping I did on the inside. I simply used the It's Your Birthday and then the Let's Celebrate You. And I added a couple more of those little embellishments in Lemon Lime Twist. Such a simple little card, but you know, it's that gold that just shines. I don't know if you can even see it there. It just shines. I love to add that gold foil. All right, did you like that one? Let's create one more, and this is a really cool project. Are you ready? This is my birthday cake in a box. And of course, we have to have somebody make a wish. But what do you wish? What do you wish for? What do you do when you have to make a wish? You blow out the candle. Of course, let me show you. This is a Little Debbie snack cake, and I've got my little candle inside there. You know what I should have thought about? I should have stuck a match in there too. Maybe I will do just that. But it says, Let's Celebrate You. It's a wonderful little box. All goes together. Oh, I set my ribbon down. Oh, tie it up here with a ribbon on the side. Very, very fun project. This is going to be a great one for coworkers and neighbors and just that special someone you want to give a little something to, but maybe you're not looking to spend a lot of money. And before I go too much further, I do need to say this. This girl right here, this girl, Little Debbie, we're like this. We're tight. We are best friends. I love her. I love all things Little Debbie. But I was very excited when I found birthday cakes. Hello. And yes, they were individually wrapped. But I did want to point out where I got the wonderful cakes that go inside this. Now, I know not all of you are from the United States, but this is a USA project. I hope those of you watching me from the UK, and well, you guys are all over the place. I love that. I hope you can find something similar. If not, just get creative with what you could put inside this little wish box. Okay, are you ready? Let's go. Let's go ahead and talk about the cardstock and things you need for our wish box. We'll be creating with the Broadway Bound Designer Series paper. This is the side with the metallic polka dots, the cake on the other side. I have this cut 7 1/4 by 4 inches. I've also got a piece of Whisper White thick, the exact same size, that is 7 1/4 by 4 inch. So that will be for the box. I also have a piece, this is scrap, but you're going to need about 2 inches by 3 inches. Lovely lipstick. This is 2 by 4 1/4. I'm going to be using our Granny Apple Green textured weave ribbon. I have a piece that is about 12 inches long, and then I also have a little knot, a single birthday candle, and then we'll be using one of the Little Debbie birthday cakes. There are 8 cakes in a pack. They're already wrapped, so we're just going to need one of those for our box. All right, let's create our box. Now, one thing you need to know about box making is that box and lid have to go together well. I shared a video with you last week on how to make this little box maker shim. It clips onto my Simply Scored board, just like so. And what that's going to do when we go to make our lid, you notice that little bitty shim is actually going to bump my cardstock out just a little bit. And the reason for that is we want box and lid to fit nicely. We've got to have a little excess, and that little shim's going to give us the excess. So we're going to start with the lid. We're going to put that shim in place. I'm going to flip it over because that is the outside of my box. And we are going to just lay it up against the shim. Make sure you're not going under, but you shouldn't. Just lay it right there. We're going to score this at 1 1/4 inch down one side. We're now just going to rotate it around and score 1 1/4 inches on all 4 sides. I can now bring in the box. Now for the box, I want to remove the shim, And now for the box, we'll score at 1¼ inches on all 4 sides. I hope it's kind of making sense what that little shim does. And if you haven't seen the video, just go back. It's called Making Perfect Boxes Every Time. All right, so box and lid have been scored. And now we're going to do some cutting. I'm actually going to do it here on the white. This is the white thick. And we have squares. Can you see I have 4 squares in each corner. I'm going to cut up the score line to the next score line to there. We're going to repeat that on all 4 sides, and we will also do the exact same thing to the lid. There we go, so that you can see those are all cut. Now, one thing about boxes is you do want to kind of miter these so that they go together nicely. So I'm going to cut, remember, you're only cutting on the square. If you're cutting on anything else, you're in the wrong spot. So I'm going to cut from the inside to that outside corner. You see, I'm just basically cutting out like a little piece of pie or a little piece of pizza, whichever one is your favorite, but we're going to cut out that. We're going to repeat that on all sides of our box and our lid, just like we did before. All right, I think you can see how all of those have been mitered. We now want to come in with our bone folder, and we're going to gently give all of our scored lines a nice crease. When it comes to boxes, you really do want to have nice creases. You want the edges of a box to be really nice and sharp. So we're going to do this here on the box and also on the lid. To put the box together, you can use tear and tape, and you can place tear and tape here on the edges, or you can come in with your multi-purpose glue, whichever makes you happy. I am going to go ahead and use multi-purpose glue, but I'm just going to show you, we're going to put it on all these mitered tabs. Yeah, we're just going to make sure we get glue. We want to make sure we've got enough up here at the score line so that box goes together. Happy, happy. And we're going to repeat this exact same thing with the lid, but let me show you. You're just going to bring the 2 ends together, line it up, give it a press. One of the reasons I do like to use the multi-purpose glue here is it gives me control. If I didn't get something on exactly straight, I have the ability to move it around. So we'll line up the edges. Like I said, we're going to do the exact same thing over there to our lid. So there's my lid, and I want to show you, this is why I use the shim. You notice how box and lid fit really nice. We didn't have to squish them. When they're the exact same size, it's hard to get them to go together. So that little shim kind of keeps them from being a little too close. Now, I want you to notice, I'm having a little trouble getting this open. So I want to show you a little trick I'm going to do to my lid. I'm going to come in with a 1-inch circle punch. I'm going to press the punch in as far as it will go. Give it a punch. Nice. It has a little notch now. I can repeat that over here. And you see we have a nice little grip for pulling that apart. Now, inside goes our Little Debbie snack cake. I'm going to set this off to the side so we can work on our stamping next. We're going to be using 2 ink pads today, Pacific Point and Lemon Lime Twist. I got to tell you, the reason I chose Pacific Point is I thought it went so well with the sprinkles on the cake, and I really wanted to highlight that color. So I have my sentiment, Let's Celebrate You, and we will stamp that on the scrap. Again, like I said, this is a 2x3. And now with the Lemon Lime Twist, we will stamp the party hat. I'm going to come in with the classic label punch to punch out my Let's Celebrate You. We're now going to take the little party hat over to the Big Shot, and let's die cut that. While you're over at the Big Shot, we're going to take that great big wish die. Isn't that great? Let's die cut that as well. I want to point out that when you die cut wish, it is actually going to be 3 separate pieces. So the W, the ish, and the dot for the I. So make sure you save that one. Let's decorate our Little Debbie snack. So I'm going to bring in some mini glue dots. And what I want to do is first I'm going to add my knot with a glue dot. Now I'm telling you, this is a little tricky because we are talking about wax. So things don't always like to stick. So we're going to press that on. Oh, you know what? It's actually sticking pretty good. Now we're going to take our candle, and let's press a mini glue dot onto the candle, and we'll attach that to our Little Debbie snack cake. Let's tuck that into the box. I've put a glue dot on my sentiment, and I'm just going to kind of tuck that. You notice it is going to have to kind of go at an angle. It's got to stay in the box so we can add our sentiment and our lid on top. Now, let's decorate the box. We're going to take that 12 inches of ribbon. We're going to tie it in a square knot here on the side of the box. So I always do right over left and under, and then left over right and under. And when I pull, only pull what's in your left hand. And that's what's going to give you the really nice, pretty square knot. We can trim this down. And now we're ready to add our word wish. So I'm going to slide that ribbon down. It is going to stay way over there to the left. I want to show you, I'm going to kind of line this up first so you can see. The H is going to hang off, and we want to be aware of that and kind of about how far it's going to hang off. And then remember, we have our party hat. Now I could put it here, or I could also, I could also put it as kind of the own little I for, or the dot for the I. Let me bring in my original. You notice I had room for the party hat, but you know what? Let's do it different. Let's go ahead and use that party hat as the I. I'm going to come back in with my multi-purpose glue. And remember, less is more. We don't want to go crazy. We don't want it oozing out. And I'm going to kind of avoid the top here of the W, just in case it tries to hang off when I put it on. Same here with the H. You notice I'm not going to go all the way up, but I've got plenty of glue. It's all going to hold in place. All right, we have that. Let's go ahead and start with our W. And we can put that right there. Now with my ish, and I can put that right there. Give that a nice little back rub so it's gonna stay down. And now for my party hat, I'll just put a little adhesive right there, a little glue, and that is my I in wish. So cute. And you know, I actually think I like it better with the I being the party hat. Who knew? Really, that just happened when I was on camera. That's just the way it went. But I thought that was super cute. Again, just a really fun little project to share with a coworker or friend. Now, if you'd like to see more details about today's card and today's box and the gift bag, here's what you can do. Head over to simplysimplestamping.com on March 28th, that's tomorrow, March 28th at 7 a.m. Central Time. I will have a blog post featuring all the projects I did tonight. You're going to be able to get the measurements. You're going to see the supplies that I used on each one. And if you'd like to order any of the items that I use, it's super easy. You just click a pick. Click a pick, it's going to take you right to my online store, and right there you can order what you need. Guys, I would love to be your Stampin' Up! Demonstrator if you don't currently have one. So just head over to simplysimplestamping.com tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. All right, my friends, thank you guys so much for joining me tonight. Hey, I hope that you enjoyed the projects. If you did, do me a favor, give me a thumbs up on YouTube. I appreciate that so much. I love hearing what you like. That helps me know what to bring more of. And I hope you guys are enjoying the premieres. I had a great time chatting with everyone tonight. I am off to rehearsal. That's the reason why the premieres are a little bit earlier than normal. I am knee deep in rehearsals for a show called Noises Off at our local community theater. But I will be back with a new premiere on April 10th. 2019. We will be back at the 5 p.m. Central Time, and I'll have the different time zones for you when I share it here on YouTube. But we will be back one more time at that 5 o'clock time slot because I'll be in production by then. We'll be on stage. So be sure to tune in for my next YouTube premiere on April 10th, 2019, 5 p.m. Central Time. I will be back. Guys, thank you again so much for just being a part. Remember, if you haven't already hit that big red subscribe button, it's free. And it's a great way to let YouTube let you know whenever there's a new video posted. So thank you guys. Be sure to head over to simplysimplestamping.com for more details about today's project. It'll all be up tomorrow, Thursday, March 28th at 7 a.m. Central Time. I hope that you guys will join me over on simplysimplestamping.com for more stamping inspiration. Again, thank you for making my birthday today so much fun. It was so great to chat with you. Have a fabulous night, everybody, and I will see you soon. Bye-bye.